Hello, everybody. Mike Donahue here, and you are on a Monday Night with Mike. It is the November edition. So glad you guys could be with me today. I am just going to give a shout out to all the schools. There's been so many of them that I've done in the fall. If I start mentioning them, I'll miss some. So I'm just going to say, thank you for letting me come to your school. And I'm going to put up some pictures here of some of the kids that I ran into in the last month. It's been awesome traveling around. This has been the busiest busiest fall of my life. I don't know what's going on, but I've been in a school pretty much every day since August. I did get sick one day and I had to cancel, but we ended up doing that school again or doing it over or whatever. We ended up doing it. So it was great. Had a good time. Love meeting kids who have so much life in them and fun, and got to go to some Halloween stuff. Went to a couple schools out in Illinois during Halloween. And so got some pictures with some of the crazy cats there. It's been great. It's been a great week or a great month. We're doing the Monday Night with Mike's. We're going to do them once a month now. We might have a special edition here and there, but we're going to try to do these once a month and try to do a pretty good job at them. Our social media has kicked up a little bit. We are going to be doing more with social media. Been putting out some reels. I'm on TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, go to it's Value Up Always. So TikTok the handle is Value Up Always. The Instagram page is My Value Up. So check those out and follow us there. And so I want to talk this month about the theme for this month in November is about failure. It's about learning how to fail correctly. I know that sounds weird to say it like that, but to me, if you don't learn how to fail correctly, you'll fail wrong. And sometimes for kids, that's devastating, right? If they don't have the right perspective about failure, it can really hurt them because we're all going to fail. We all make mistakes. We all do things that we're not proud of. Some of that stuff's morally. We find ourselves in the wrong situation. We go to a party and something happens, or we end up getting tempted to do something that somebody, talks us into, or we just get coerced into it. And then we feel terrible the next day, right? We feel stupid. And I remember one time when I was at this training session, and there was a guy named Winky Pratt, and he was a school speaker. Oh, he was a speaker, like a church speaker guy, but he was more than that. He was really like a culture guy. He was really good at, helping schools, churches, whatever, understand why people do the things they do. He was a really bright guy. And he said something really important that it really affected me that day, because he said the most important decision you'll ever make in your life is, what do you do after you fail? That's a good question, right? Like, that's like, okay, what do you do after you fail? And because sometimes it freezes you, right? It paralyzes you. Like, you make a mistake, and all of a sudden now you find yourself with all these, head games, right? These thoughts and these words that keep coming at you, these labels, right? You're a failure, you're a loser, depending on what it is that you did, right? If you're a girl and you went to a party, you messed around with a boy or another girl, whatever, and all of a sudden now slut, or, these labels hit you, like, you're this, you're that. And, sometimes people don't help out, because there's people certainly in this world that are willing to slap a label on you too when you make mistakes. That moment when you make that mistake is incredibly important for your mental health, because if you see it as devastating, it can take you down a rabbit hole that's, really dangerous. So we did a little teaching on it for our Value Up curriculum this month. So I'm just going to read to you some of the stuff that came out of this teaching that we put out for schools. Some of you may, forgive me if you are going to be sitting there listening to this lesson and doing this lesson, and then now watching this podcast. But hey, man, you know what? You can't get enough of this stuff, I think, sometimes. Let me just go. Some of the things I really thought were important to bring out, and one of them is failure can't change your core worth. And you need to hear that. Your failure, your mistake can't change your core worth, right? It may change some of your circumstances. People may see you a little bit different for a while, whatever, but your worth does not change. And that's really important that you understand that. Failing doesn't make you a failure. Failing doesn't make you a failure, right? That's that label that comes on when, you make those mistakes. But mistake is an event. A mistake is an event, not an identity. Who you are is bigger than what you do. Who you are as a person, the whole body of who you are in all your experiences and all the things that make you you, that's, that makes who you are. That's who you are. You're not the mistake, right? I like this one a lot. History remembers people for what they did after they failed. Like me personally, a lot of my personal heroes are people who made mistakes, who failed, but they got back up again and kept going. And like I don't have any heroes in my life that that didn't make any mistakes. And so it's really important that you understand that it's what you do after, right? What you do, with that mistake. Are you willing to learn from it? Are you willing to grow from it? Are you willing to press on and shake it off, right? Your mistake might be the thing that gives your future victories more meaning. I love that. Your mistakes might be the thing that gives your future victories more meaning. Think of it this way, like it's a process, right? You're trying things out, you're figuring, life out. You take some risks, you may push the limits here and there, and you fail, you get back up, you keep going. And then when you have a victory, when something happens good in your life, you look back at those mistakes and you go, those kind of made me who I was, right? Those mistakes are part of me. They're not, something that I don't want to look at. They're part of the process. They're part of who you have become. One of the things I always tell kids is that, quick down, quick up. I learned this in church years ago, and then, later on used it in a lot of different ways to help people understand that, the lingering is what messes you up sometimes. We're all going to make mistakes. We fall down, but that when we stay there too long, when we're down there beating ourselves up emotionally, telling ourselves bad things about ourselves, and then, finally, we get picked up. Somebody encourages us. We watch a reel. I don't know. You watch Monday Night with Mike, and you get encouraged, and that's great, but you probably stayed down too long. And when you were down too long, you were getting beat up emotionally. You were getting, verbal things said to your head. And sometimes that can just take the life out of you, right? And so you got to learn to go, if you go down, get back up right away, right? Go back, get back right away. I always tell kids that it's the direction, not perfection. In other words, you're going towards something, right? You're going towards a goal. You don't going towards a dream. And yeah, you're going to fall on the way. I've fallen on the way of my dream. My dream is to speak in schools and help kids and put together content material. And sometimes, I make a mistake. Sometimes I don't do the right thing. I, I get too busy, or, there's things like that. Well, you get back up again. You get back up. You don't let those failures define you. You stay, you hit the ground, then you get right back up, right? Quick down, quick up. Say that with me. Quick down. I heard you. Quick up. Good job. No, quick down, quick up. Get up immediately. Okay. So one of the things that we're doing now is we're highlighting a student of the month. And I got a student right now that I want to talk about. Actually, it's kind of selfish. He is my nephew, but it's a school that we have been in quite a bit. I've spoken to this high school, Blue Hill High School. His name is Jared Stoner, and he is a remarkable guy. He really is. He's worthy of this title, even if he wasn't my nephew. He's my wife's brother's son, and just a great guy. I mean, I really enjoy hanging out with him. I've been around him since he was a young kid, and a lot of cool stories about him. I'm not going to get into some of the funny ones, but just a good guy. But one of the things that he's a senior in high school, and one of the things I've noticed about him right now, like what's going on in his life now, is he, for the last, I think, year and a half, 2 years, he's been working on a truck. And I'm going to show you this truck. They bought it. Him and his dad bought it. Well, he got it when I think he was a sophomore when he got this truck. And I mean, look at it. It's pretty messed up. And, he was tasked with, completely redoing the truck. Like, he didn't want to just, get it running and, drive it the way it was, maybe fix it up a little bit. He wanted to do a complete overhaul on it. And he had never done that before. And this is what really impresses me. He's never done that. And I know his dad really well. And I know that his dad helped him a little bit. But I also know his dad let him do a lot of it himself, like probably 90% of it he did himself, even the mechanical stuff, like the engine and the wiring and things like that. His dad's really good at that stuff. He's actually brilliant at that stuff. But he coached Jared, but he let Jared do it. And, along the way, I'd ask Jared, okay, how's the truck going and that kind of stuff. And some of the things that stood out to me, what Jared said, and I wish we could have him on. He's been really busy. He's in FFA, and he went out to Indianapolis, and I've been really busy. So I didn't want to miss this opportunity to highlight him. And maybe someday, when we both have a little bit more time, I'll have him back on. I'll have him on and he can talk some more about it. But one of the things he said about the truck is that he didn't know some of the stuff that he was doing. So when he made a mistake a couple times putting the engine in, or I think there was something to do with the electrical stuff that got messed up, and he had to do it over again. He had to try things again, and he could have been discouraged. He could have just been like, forget it. This is too much. I'm biting off more than I can chew here. I feel stupid. I'm not as good as my dad. I mean, all those head games, I'm sure hit him as he was doing, this project. But I mean, as you can see, again, he did most of the work on this. Look at it. I mean, he didn't paint it. He had to paint it, but he did the body work. He did all that sanding and all that, reconstructing things. He ordered the parts he needed himself. I mean, he did a good job. And I think he learned a lot. One of the things he said to me was, he learned more about himself. Like, he learned that he could do these things. When he was done, he's got a finished product he can look at and go, I did that. Right. And, sometimes life isn't like that. Sometimes, a project is more, intellectual property. Like, you're studying, you're getting a degree, you're getting your diploma, you're whatever, but it's something you did. You put effort into it and you do it, and you make it happen. You can feel pride about it. You can have a sense of pride about it because you did it, right? You went through the head games, you fought the fight, you didn't quit, when you felt like quitting. And I'm sure there were times that Jared, in this middle of this project, felt like quitting. He got discouraged, but he kept going. And look at this thing. It's freaking beautiful. It really is. And I haven't got a ride in it yet. So I'm a little ticked off right now that I have not been in this vehicle. I was in it when it was a rat trap, and it was literally a rat trap. When they got it, there was rats in the cab and stuff. So look at the work he's done. I mean, it's been awesome. So congratulations, Jared. You are Value Up Student of the Month in November, where we're talking about failure, getting back up again, persevering, and fighting through failure, fighting through discouragement. And you did a great job, my friend. Good job. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in this month. We are probably going to have a special Christmas Monday Night with Mike around probably towards Christmas. Yeah, probably December 15th is my birthday. Maybe around there sometime, but we'll do a special one. But thanks, guys, and we'll see you soon. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. No, Happy Thanksgiving. We just got done with thanks. Oh my gosh, we just got done with Halloween. Yes, Halloween. And so now we got all these great holidays coming up. All right, we'll see you soon. Monday Night with Mike. Monday Night with Mike. See you guys. Bye.